If you just want to share a resource, something that they can just look at but not necessarily a task that they're going to do, the easiest way to do that would just be to post it in the student journal. So you click on the Add button, then Post Student Work. You have various different options. Most of the time you'll probably want to upload a PDF or a video or a web link. If you click here, then you can just drag and drop either a PDF file or images or a video. If you click here, you can copy and paste a web link. This at the minute is the desktop version, so on a computer, but if you're doing it on your iPad, you also have the option of taking a photo or a video directly with your iPad, and that will be loaded up there. Or you could write a note, which we're going to do now just to show you the next step. So once you've written whatever you're going to write, you then click the green tick, click it again. You then have the option of which students you want to share it with. If you don't click anything, it will go to the class journal, so students will still be able to see it. If you click on everyone, then it will also go to each student's specific journal. I'll show you what that means in a second. If we upload this, we will go through folders in a later part of the video. For now, we're going to put this in Unit 1. This is now uploaded. So the one we've just uploaded, that is in the class journal. So if students click here where it says class journal, they'll be able to see it. The one I uploaded before, this I clicked on everyone, so it's in the class journal, but if I click on a student, it's also in their personal journal as well. If you want to give a specific task to a student, the easiest way and the best way to do that is with the activities feature. If you click on the Add button again, but this time click on Assign Activity, it will take you to the activity library. If you've already created activities, they'll be here for you to share. If you're going to create a new one like we are now, then click on Create New Activity. Here, whatever you want it to be called, let's go with this because it's already there. Then the instructions that the students will get will be here. So whatever you're going to tell them to do, etc. In its simplest form, you could just send that, click Save, and assign it. It will then pop up in their activities, and they'll be able to see it and do it. There are other options as well. If you want to give voice instructions as well as written instructions, just click on Add Voice Instructions, and it will then record whatever you've said to them, and they can just click play. Nice and easy. If you want to give them either a worksheet to do or more specific instructions, if you click on Add Multimedia Instructions or Example, you have the same options that you had when we were uploading to the journal. So click on Upload, put whatever you want in. It's worth noting that you can't upload PowerPoint documents or Word documents. If you are going to do that, you need to upload them as a PDF document or as separate images. So if you're going to upload something there, let's upload a note again just for the purposes of showing you. That'll be attached to the activity, so they'll be able to see that, and it's just there either as the actual thing you want them to do, the worksheet, or it's just there as a help. If you want to give them a writing frame or a template, then you need to click on Add Template for Student Responses. Most of the time that will be a note, so it could be a sentence starter, or it could just be the questions written out so they don't have to write them down themselves, just to make things a little bit easier. And we're also going to add that one. Once you've created everything you want to, then click on Save, and it will come up here. You're then going to want to assign them to specific classes. So the one that we've just made, if I click on Assign, then I can send that to as many classes as I want to. So if you have several classes from the same year group, you can set it at the same time to save you a little bit of time. And if you then click Assign to Classes, it will immediately share that activity with all of the students in whichever classes you have clicked. You can specify that a little bit more. So with my Imaginary 7 Saturn class, if I click on Edit Students, Folders and Skills, let's say for whatever reason I don't want to give this to student 9 or student 4, if I then click Tick and then click Assign, it will only give it to the students who I've ticked. The other option is to automatically put whatever they give back to this activity into a specific folder. Say this is from Unit 3. If you haven't created folders yet, it's very simple. You just click on Create a Folder, pick a colour, say whatever it's called, click the tick. If I click Assign now, that will then assign this to whichever students I have said in which classes and whichever folders. If you have SeeSaw Plus or are a SeeSaw ambassador, so you get that, then if you click on Schedule, you can also decide when activities are shared with specific students, but if you don't, you won't have that feature. So let's click Assign, and then that's been assigned. Students are going to respond to it. So I'm going to very briefly look at it from the student's point of view. This is SeeSaw. This is the class journal. We can see what people have answered. I click on Me, then I can see what I've done, which is as of yet is nothing. If I click on Activities, I can then see the activities that the teacher has shared with me. If I click on one of them, you can see the instructions. You can play any audio instructions that are there. Click on anything that was there to help. And also see if other people have responded to it. But you can't see what they've done until it's been approved, so you can't copy things. So that's not a worry. For them to then respond to the activity, they just click Add Response. Now the difference here is if you put some kind of writing frame or if you didn't. The one that we made together we did. So the only way that students can respond to this activity is with this frame that we've given them. They can write whatever they want, they can even delete things, but whatever they answer they have to do in this specific format. Once they've done it, they then click the tick, click it again, and it is then there waiting to be approved by the teacher. The other activity doesn't have that. And as you can see, this is now the only one that we have here. Once an activity has been responded to, it disappears from the waiting for response activities, but they can still find it if they click on the class activities button. Then you see every activity even if they have responded to it, and they can respond again if they want to. For this one, if they click Add Response, they get the same options as we did before. So they don't have to do it using the writing frame, which is the only drawback of using the writing frame model with it, is that it limits the ways in which they can respond to the activity. You need to be able to see what they've done and see how they've responded to the activity. So if you're back on SeeSaw, click on Activities, and it'll show you any activities that you've shared with the class. See this one, the film music analysis one, it says 0 responses, 0 waiting for approval, 0 drafts, 8 not responded. So no one's responded to that one. This one, it tells you 8 responses waiting for teacher approval. So when students respond to something, so we click on this, we can see that student 1, 10, 2, etc. have responded to the activity. This won't be visible to everyone. So we click on student 10, nothing is in student 10. This won't be visible until you've approved it, so you get a chance to see what they've done before that is then shared with other students and with the student themselves. If you want to see what a specific student has written, just click on their name, it will tell you what's there. If you're happy with what they've done, click Approve, it will be approved. If you're not, click Send Back, it will be sent back. And if you want to delete it, click Delete. If you want to approve all of them at the same time, just click the Approve All button at the bottom. Now the two grey boxes, that means that these students haven't responded to the activity, or they haven't put it in the right place. So if we approve all of these for now, then those 8 responses are approved. If we go on the journal, let's click on the student 8, so student 8's answer is there. It was student 3 and student 9 who hadn't posted anything, but there's still one unapproved post left, meaning that one of them didn't put it in the right place. So if we click on review, you can see that student 9 has done it, but it just wasn't put in the correct activity. But there's nothing from student 3, so student 3 hasn't completed the activity. Once you have all of the answers or whatever you've asked them to give, the easiest way to give feedback is simply to click on comment. You can write your comment. Let's put this for argument's sake. Click post. They will then see that and can then respond to it just by clicking comment as well.